How's it going? Yeah, welcome guys. Good to have you back. Got my buddy here, Mike Salemi. We're gonna keep going through this kettlebell series and get more in depth with modifications and different techniques kettlebell wise. So a common skills portion of our KB4A program, we added in the Turkish Get-Up. I mean, that's pretty much a staple exercise for the kettlebell world, right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Okay, but you're gonna go ahead and show me now. There's more variations of this very technical, elaborate movement that, I mean, it basically will show how good or how not good your body moves and stabilizes weight at the same time. So what other variations can we add to this already complex exercise?
So what I want to take you through is I want to go through 3 different variations. And this is not by any means all the variations. There's plenty more that we can go into.
Oh, of course.
But I wanted to show you 3 classic. And the first one is one that most people know, and that's our lunge bridge style. So I'm going to show that one first, and then I'll break down the other 2.
Okay, so what's this first starting position called? And I know you're sort of hunched all the way over to your side to start to kind of cradle it into your body, right?
We're about to start the first position, which is our roll to press.
Roll to press. All right, so there's our first Turkish Get-Up, and would you say that's probably the most traditional version?
That is the most traditional version. That's typically what most people teach.
Okay.
But one of the things we want to keep in mind is depending on, let's say, the sport or the athlete that we have that we're trying to work with, especially for any MMA, jiu-jitsu, grappling athletes, no repetition in any one of those sports as they're moving is ever the same.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's what we want to keep in mind is they have to get from the ground to a standing position very strategically pretty much throughout the entire fight.
Yeah.
So if they only have one option to do that, then obviously they're going to be pretty limited.
Well, there's a sport that's very specific towards, right? Yeah, that in wrestling, you could totally see the application of this movement, translate very well into those sports.
So this next one that I want to take everyone through is essentially it's a version of a no-hands get-up.
Okay.
And the transition, the first one was a lunge bridge style. This one we're going to call a windshield wiper. Okay?
I like it.
So pay attention to the middle of the movement and you'll see the difference. So to start this movement, I'm going to keep my legs completely locked. That's not the only way to do it, but this is going to be the most core focused. Okay? This hand is going to be right by the side. I'll sit up, bend both knees, drop them down to one side. From here, I sit up, shift, and stand.
Oh, wow. So the difference, look from an outside perspective, it looks like you really have to be able to crunch your way up efficiently and then get into a 90-90 position and have good hip mobility to pull this move off.
To reverse the movement, I'm just going to take the steps right in reverse order. Control the weight down. Both knees out and feet out in front. I'll extend. And then one vertebra at a time using a pressurized exhalation breath. I'll lower the weight under control.
Definitely a more advanced technique. Yeah, I wouldn't have somebody start with that, but that's impressive. So to have that kind of core connectivity and control and then be able to express it with weight over your head, that's going to take a lot of skill.
Especially because this variation in particular, I'm demoing it with one kettlebell, but it also works really, really well with 2 kettlebells. So if you can imagine one in each hand where you aren't able to post up, you've got to do a transition similar to that.
Okay, so that's something to work up towards, huh? There's always somebody out there that can do something crazy like that, I guess. Huh?
So I was thinking, let's go through one more, okay?
Okay.
This is actually one of my favorite. This is involves combat position that's very common in grappling. So setup's always the same. Roll the press. Now for this variation, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna lock out the legs. It's gonna be the most core focused. I'll sit up. Now from here, I'm going to tuck the bottom leg and set this front knee up one foot in front of the other. Now with this left hand that's free hand, it'll be right behind the body, and I'll push myself forward, shifting the body weight forward. Then I can sit up and lunge up under control. Lower down under control, find the ground, and then I'll lower one vertebra at a time.
That's great. I see a lot of foundational base moves that we added even in our Prime Pro program to address hip mobility and to address, health of the knee joints and ankles. And I could see how now as you're performing this exercise, how critical it is that you have all that going into those very specific, like the combat position, for instance, how much, mobility you need to apply to this specific exercise. So that's great. So those three are definitely some good options to include if it wasn't difficult enough for you already and you're just awesome at the Turkish Get-Up. It's great to see that there's always another level out there to achieve. So, challenge yourself, definitely get through the skills section. I'm sure Mike's going to have something awesome to kind of attach to that here at some point. But make sure and stay tuned. We're going to do another video here with Mike, continuing the series. And go ahead and check out this link here. Our KB4A program is available. And we'll see you next time.